So, as someone who gives opinions so freely and so openly, do you think in today's times it has become very difficult for one, especially a celebrity or someone of your stature or others, to express their thoughts openly without being told? Without being told to such an extent that they are bulldozed to get off the social media?
See, I think social media is just noise. I really don't think it should be. First of all, to take it seriously, I think is wrong. Because eventually it is a democracy and everyone has a right to speak by the constitution. And social media just allows you to shout. But whether someone wants to take the shout seriously or they have the choice to block it, they have the choice not to, follow. So I think to take the social media seriously, I think is a mistake. I think it's like graffiti. It's on walls. Yeah.
So why do we have this overbearing element of the underworld and sex always present, mostly present in India?
You see, I would say, if you look at it, the power and sex are the two most primary motivating factors by nature. I'm talking about even if you without this social advancement, and where a religion or a morality or a social standards before all this come in, which make a society, the primary motivating factors for anything are power and sex. So the moment there are people in powerful positions by definition, they want to go against the establishment of a certain restricted mode. So they will indulge in something which they tell the normal people not to, most of the time. Which is the reason wars happen for women, Yeah, and our companies, so many things, too many times it's women and power which actually roll the entire thing. So I called it guns and thighs as a synonym for the effect of power and sex on politics of any kind of an organization.
So do you think sex still has a shock value for Indian audiences compared to people abroad?
I think anyone with a normal body will have sex as a shock value, I think. Yeah.
There's one shot of a
kid
just your that is really scary, and at the same time
that was meant to be. See, the point is, if a gunshot is happening at a certain place, a kid happened to be there. So many times you hear criminal acts, like terrorist acts. No, I don't think when an act happens, the guy who's going to shoot a gun is going to look at, kisko muka upar and obviously you can't do that, So I think the fact that it can happen in places where even children and normal people are there, I wanted to assert that point there.
But is it allowed in showing the kid with that?
Is it allowed by whom?
I don't know.
See, first of all, on a digital space, eventually you're talking about a legal or a moral or whatever. So that what we put on the kid is actually sweet water mixed with color. And the boy, obviously, but when you're seeing it in the context, it looks like actual blood has been thrown on his face, which obviously that is not how films are done. Yeah.
Mr. Varma, there are a few other filmmakers who have gone into web series, like we just met Ekta Kapoor. And she clearly said, the first thing she told me was, I'm doing it because I can't show this on TV and movies, so I can show this, so this freely. So I'm free from CBFC guidelines that they have. So you also have that in mind?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think, but that is the only point. That is one point.
Yeah, that is one of the points.
I also would tell the story in an extended period of time to give it the justification, And like each meet, like also anybody who comes to watch something called Guns and Thighs, the title itself is indicative of what it is. Then you're telling it's about underworld, it's about whatever the graphic language and all that. After that, you are making a choice as an individual. Freedom is about you being able to make the choice. So you can't stop everyone else, whoever wants to see it, to stop here because they all are in the theatre. So I understand a censorship regulation for a theatre because it has number of sensibilities. Yeah.
So where do you draw the line between not glorifying people, especially people belonging to underworld, and not make them seem heroic on screen? Because there's a very...
See, I think this is like a very age-old thing people keep talking about, cinema glorifies, which I think is absolutely incorrect, because for the simple reason, let me put it this way, the most successful film of all time in the history is Sholay, let's say, in Hindi cinema. And Gabbar Singh is the most loved character. But I don't know of a single person who got inspired to become a dacoit in the Chambal Valley after seeing Sholay. Neither did I ever hear of two families who were fighting with each other, became a joint family after watching Hum Aapke Hain. You know? So I think it's a completely exaggerated thing of that. And eventually cinema is about heightening emotions. It's about showing imaginary conflicts and to create some kind of a resolution by the time you reach the end. And to make it effective, you have to take the conflict high. Now if you look at even a movie like Satya, for example, everybody dies by the time they take the gun. It's not like, I mean, and you see those numerous examples of that. The man who lives by the gun dies by the gun, things like that. So I think yes, but you might create, like, you see a Mad Max, you want to go fast in a bike, but that speed of the bike will only be from your compound till you come to the road. Once you are in the traffic jam, it will be level. The water will reach its own level. Yeah.
Mr. Varma, अगर आप filmmaker नहीं होते तो और क्या होते हैं? अगर filmmaker नहीं होते तो
gangster तो नहीं होता हूँ मैं. In case you are going to ask that question, I think if I was not a filmmaker, I would have died. Yeah.
Why?
Because I really don't know what else to do. Neither do I know nor am I interested in anything except films.
So then how do you, I mean, with film after film, whenever you come out, there are people waiting to write you down and pull you up that, okay, maybe Gopal Varma isn't the same as he was before.
Yeah, because when they are wasting their time writing, I'm making a film.
It never bothers you that way?
But since I'm not bothered when I'm doing this, no? Yeah.
So there was a line, I think the trailer that you saw, it ends with a quote from Dawood Ibrahim. When did he give that quote? Is it from the book? Or?
See, obviously he didn't write the book, but I know a lot of people who interacted with him. Yeah, he always used to say this line, if you all the time want to die, when you all this time scared to die, what's the point of living? No?
So would you like to
And
tell
if
us,
you...
Would you like to tell us the person who probably told you about it?
No.
He used to give a lot of interviews.
Yeah, I mean, Hussein's ideas interviewed him, I think, probably spoken to him.
Anyways, it's not about the interview. I also know people who interacted with him at some time. You're talking about some 30-year career.
Has he ever contacted you?
No. The moment he does, I'll tell you.
No, I mean, given the kind of outspoken personality. Sir, are you happy with the response that you received for Sarkar 3? How would you put it?
I want to just stick to guns and thighs for the moment. Yeah.
So which actors did you show the speeches?
Which actress?
Yeah.
Actors, like in terms
And
of actors.
did you show it to Amitabh sir or maybe anybody?
No. I didn't show it to, till the time I released it now, I haven't shown it to anyone.
Are you planning to show? Are you planning to see someone's advice, maybe show your friends in that?
But this is, now it's on YouTube. Anyone who wants to see it will see it. What's the point of me showing it anywhere?
So how you see the government put the tax slab on cinema 28%?
I have no clue about it.
But
Yes. Yeah.
it's such a high slab tax.
I already told you the answer. I don't get into all those financial details. Yeah.
Sir, finally, how do you see the digital space opening up for web series? And what kind of
I
content
think that's the future. I have no doubts about it. See, the point is today, if you look at the great series made by Netflix and all that, as Game of Thrones or Narcos or House of Cards, all of them, I think this is most of the time I meet people who ask me, what series are you watching? They don't ask what film are you watching anymore. And I think it's going very, very fast. And the fact that you can, really get deep into the whole thing, and you can just go and imagine, we are scared of making a film more than 2 hours long. People are binge watching something like a Narcos for 12 hours at a stretch, which means the content is so interesting, So I think your mindset completely changes when you're thinking of it in terms of a web series. You don't need to have that stipulated first act, second act, interval kab hai, climax kab hai, pre-climax. All this you can just take it out and tell the story in your own way, as long as you think it deserves to be told.
Okay, Ramu, इसके अलावा
Does
बहुत
it
सारे
mean that it
films-
is a threat to films? The series and everything, it is a threat to
I won't say threat. I think they all will survive in their own things. It's like, I think it's a different way of listening to, you can go to an IMAX, you can see it, you can see a short film, you can see a long film. I think it is just one more, I would say. Yeah.
ऐसी कोई
जॉनर जो आपको लगता है अभी तक ट्राई नहीं किया, मैं करना चाहता हूँ, ऐसी कोई इच्छा कि ये स्टोरी होना चाहिए?
I think I just put my finger in every genre. I really don't know if, I mean, at least the ones I am interested in, I would say. Yeah.
So how you see the Bahubali recording the 1500
Yeah.
box office collection?
Yeah.
What is your response? Because
What is the response? That is
what
just.
is your opinion on this? How Indian cinema is growing in
I think that is like a weather phenomena. I think Bahubali, more than a film, I think it's a phenomena. I think it is going to rewrite all the rules of the big screen forever. Yeah.
Is it more creatively satisfying for you, web series, as a filmmaker?
I think this is the height of satisfaction for the simple reason that I can tell and I can show exactly what I deeply feel about without thinking for 1 second about, ये क्या होगा, आपको कैसा लगेगा, उनको कैसा, all this. I mean, it is like I said in the beginning of the interview, nothing gets lost in translation. It is just the nearest to what, as a maker, as a storyteller, I want to say, I can just say it.
So what are the series that you're watching?
Right now?
Yeah.
I'm actually not watching right now because I'm very tied up in all this work. Yeah.
So, but any Indian web series that you really love in recent times?
I honestly haven't really seen any of the Indian web series. I haven't, but I watch foreign. Yeah.
An international series you like?
I like Narcos, House of Cards.
We saw the quotes there of Pablo Escobar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pablo Escobar, I studied him a lot. I read a lot of books of him and things like that.
Yes.
So are you watching the web series entirely on YouTube or some platform like Netflix?
I mean, there will be later on, but this is just a start, I would say.
Or you're planning to launch a whole new platform just like all the cards?
Yeah. Even that is on the cards.
When are you launching the series?
I've not yet decided, but I would think in a couple of months' time. I would think.
Ready? हो गया? Complete हो गया?
No. I mean, it's
So we have 10 seasons, right? I mean, we saw there.
Four seasons.
4 seasons, 10 episodes.
10 seasons, 40 series.
40 episodes.
Yeah.
So what is the duration of one episode?
It will be roughly 50 to 60 minutes.
Oh, okay, 1 hour.
Has the Modi government completed the
I have no idea. I think except for guns and ties, you're interested in everything else. I
But
think
government completed 3 years and what?
I have no clue because I don't observe anything outside films. I have no idea. So whether it's connected 3 years or 30 years also, I won't know.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay,